Coming in hot from Arizona, this is Trevor
and Troy Howard.
And you're on So Tell Us Time. You can have everything you want in your business. Sometimes you just need a little help.
Every business owner would love to charge more for their services, but sometimes you can sacrifice long-term loyalty for a short-term profit.
Creating the right rituals is key to your business having success.
Are you tired of competing with your competitors? Guess what? You don't have to compete if you create.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of So Tell Us Time. Today we're going to be talking about Kryptonite. Yes, Kryptonite. Because you are all supermen out there. Supermen and superwomen, right?
Absolutely.
Superwoman, yep, and supermen.
Yeah.
And Kryptonite. Everybody, every business has what would be their Kryptonite, right? And, just like every superhero has their Kryptonite. You got werewolves with their silver bullets.
Yep.
You got vampires with their garlic.
Yeah. Or steaks, probably worse.
That's true. First you use the garlic and then you steak them suckers. You're right. I guess garlic doesn't technically kill them.
They don't like it, though.
They don't like it.
Gives them a bad taste in
Yeah,
their mouth.
they're stinky. Yeah. So every business, just like the superheroes, right? I just saw that new Doctor Strange movie over the weekend. And it lived up to its name. It was strange. I don't know what's going on, man. I think the world is trying to condition us to be a little worse and a little bit more open to things. It was super violent, which is amazing to me because Marvel has always kind of been one of those ones where like you don't see people get shot with bullets, You don't see blood. You don't see people die. You might see him throw his, Captain America throw his shield and it smashes into someone's chest and knocks him back, but you don't see him like die or anything, And this one, like, there was so much death. It was crazy. I'm talking like vivid, like very in your face. I mean, people's necks are getting snapped in front of your face.
Oh, wow.
Heads are blowing up. Yeah, it's crazy. This is the first time I've ever seen it out of Marvel. I just was blown away. I was like, whoa, this is kind of, somebody gets cut in half. I mean, it's
my goodness.
Yeah, impaled. It's pretty gory. So if you love that stuff, which, I mean, hey, I'm not saying I don't. I just was shocked. I was just shocked that Marvel was doing it. So, all right. Anyways, back to Kryptonite. Rambling is my Kryptonite. I just kind of squirrel. All right, guys, Kryptonite. So every business is going to have their Kryptonite. They're going to have that silver bullet, something that can really hurt the company, that can damage it or is damaging it. Maybe you're just not realizing it. And the problem is the thing is, I think a lot of times we want to focus on the good parts of our business, right? We want to focus on what we do well. And, we don't go around telling everybody our Kryptonite, which I understand. I'm not saying go around telling everybody your Kryptonite, but all we ever think about is like the good things in our business. And being able to identify your Kryptonite and then work on that is a huge thing. And that's what we're basically talking about today. So Troy, take it away.
All right. So, I mean, you kind of answered the first question, which is why do we want to look at our Kryptonite? Right? We need to know where our failure points are in the business so that we can strengthen them, fortify them so that they don't take our business down.
And let me give you an example real quick too, because a lot of people might look at it and I could be like, well, I mean, our Kryptonite would be just like the internet going away. And how likely is that, right? Like, how likely is that the internet's just going to go away tomorrow, right? My company's not going to disappear tomorrow. But you have to drill down more than that. And I'm sure Troy's going to give you examples here in this episode. And, we'll give you a little more. I can give you more examples. And I don't want to take away, so I'm not going to give it to you now, but of how we could drill down with Sotellus, for instance, a little further than, the internet going away. Right?
Exactly. So, and that's what we're going to do. So we want you to be thinking about your business, think about those weak points, those kryptonites, and we're going to give you some ideas, some examples, and hopefully that'll help you come up with, what your kryptonite is, what one you need to focus on. So here's some examples of kryptonite in a business. One would be Number one, too much reliance on the owner for the business to run.
For sure.
You know,
I mean, that's also your personal kryptonite.
Yep.
Like if you're the owner of the business, that is your personal kryptonite because you didn't start this business to work 100 hours a week forever. You might have to do it in the beginning, but forever. You want to be able to step back and enjoy life. And so if it's all reliant on you,
yep.
You know, that's your kryptonite personally.
Exactly. And, you know, we're not going to go into too much detail, but, you know, we've shared in podcasts in the past where, you know, I had an instance where I had paralysis for several months and I couldn't work.
Yep.
And luckily Trevor was there.
Yep.
And he took over my responsibilities and the company kept running smoothly. And there was when Trevor's back blew out and he was out for an entire year.
Yep.
Right? Myself and the team, we stepped up, we took over those responsibilities and the business continued to run.
Right.
So had we it just been us, had we not addressed that weak point in our business by putting things in place
and people,
right? That could have really hurt our business.
Yeah.
So now the key is understanding with that, in order to overcome that kryptonite, it wasn't just that the other person was there. It was that Trevor had taught me what he does in the business. I had taught Trevor what I do, right? And with our employees as well, so that there were people who could step up and do the work.
Right. And
do
simple,
it correctly.
And I'll give you an example as simple as bringing it down to like a spreadsheet of like, hey, I do this on this day and this and this and this. And then also one of the things that we did as an example of fixing one of our kryptonites was LastPass.
Yeah.
So we obviously are internet, right? We have thousands of passwords for all the different systems and programs and everything that we use. Keeping track of that, back in the day, we literally did have like a spreadsheet of passwords and things like that. But LastPass is an online system where you have to remember one password, and then you put all your other passwords in there, and then you can share it amongst people within the company or whoever you want. And so that was a big deal too.
Absolutely. So yeah, exactly. That's a perfect example of we had that weakness and we fixed that weakness. So another one can be too much reliance on an employee.
Oh yeah.
You know, we've talked to several business owners that they're like, oh man, if I lost this employee, my business would just be crushed.
Yeah, and that can be hard because like we have built a core team. We've got an amazing team. We love our guys. It's been years building it. And you know, even with that, it's like we are very reliant on our employees because we've built such an awesome team. And it wouldn't be that it would be catastrophic necessarily if we had to lose one of them, but it would be, you know, it would be devastating personally too, you know, that like these are the people that really move this machine forward.
Exactly. But again, to kind of overcome that kryptonite, Trevor and I could do any one of our employees' jobs pretty much, other than the development side of it.
Yeah, for the most part.
You know, and our support guys, they know the product well enough to sell it. Our sales guys know the product well enough to support it.
Correct.
So, you know, if we lost a key employee, we would, you know, we could continue.
Absolutely.
Right? So another one is too much reliance on a specific marketing channel.
Oh, for sure.
And this is a big one. You know, we've talked about it in the past where, you know, we have clients that have said to us, well, all of my business is word of mouth referral. That's it, you know, and I don't need any other form of marketing because my clients refer people to me.
Apparently their clients are going to live forever.
Yeah.
They must be superheroes.
Yeah. Or maybe they're servicing vampires or something.
There you go. Threaten them with garlic and steak.
So, and we've shared in the past, you know, experiences with a client who said that to us. And then several years later came back to us going, hey, my business is way down.
Yep.
Because my clients are all dying. It's an old community. I service an older community and they're passing away and I'm not getting new referrals.
That's right.
So make sure, you know, for that kryptonite, it might be that, you know, and it can happen in different ways. So it could be maybe you get kicked off of Google Ads.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or you get kicked off of Facebook Ads.
Yep. And with no explanation, people.
Yep.
And they don't answer your emails.
Yeah. And no way to get back on. It might be another form of this might be a loss of maybe a top referral partner.
Sure.
You have somebody who refers a lot of business to you and they stop referring business to you, or maybe they choose to do business with somebody else.
Yeah.
And that hurts your business. Another one could be loss of a sales rep.
Yeah.
So maybe you have a great sales rep that does a lot of work for you, or maybe, it's a channel partner. So maybe you distribute products to stores and they decide not to carry your product anymore.
Totally.
So, again, you want to look at those marketing channels and see, are you heavily reliant in one specific area or
and
not?
if it's referrals, if it is referrals, I always say you are one mistake away from losing a client.
Yeah.
From losing that client. So you could service somebody for 10 years. One thing goes wrong, one bad employee interaction, one mistake ruining something, and that customer that referred you a ton of people is now gone somewhere else and then referring everybody that they referred to you to that other place and telling everyone they know the mistake you made.
Yeah.
So
that's so true. And in fact, just to take that to another level, I loved a quote by Eric Schmidt, who was the CEO of Google. He was being interviewed one time and they were talking about how, basically how powerful Google is and how, it's the, giant in the room and nobody's going to be able to beat it. And he said to the reporter, he goes, actually, the way we look at it is that we are one bad search away from going out of business.
So true.
He's like, we have to give the best search every single time or that customer is going to go somewhere else and use another platform to search.
Yep.
So that's what you need to think about with your business too, right? Okay, so another one might be too much reliance on a line of credit or financing.
That's a good one.
Is your business from a financial perspective, are you heavily reliant on, certain lines of credit, that keep the business afloat,
right?
While you're waiting for money to come in.
Yeah.
And that's really important because in the economy right now, with the things that are changing, a lot of times banks will just come back to you and say, hey, that line of credit, for $200,000 you have, we just changed it to $100,000 and you need to make some payments.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I'll add to this one, since we're talking about money, investors.
Yes.
One of the funny thing about people that I have seen that have had investment in their business, they're never happy. They're just not happy people. You know what they are? They're stressed out.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They are all constantly stressed out. We go to events, we go to all over, we travel and do all those things. And, and especially in our industry, most of our competitors, in fact, all of them have had huge investment done, right? And you run into these people and we're having a good time. We're enjoying ourselves. We're selling, and just in fact, the funny thing is that just that ease and that relaxation that we have in our personalities and everything, that we're not worried about paying back the investor, actually attracts more people to us. It attracts more people to us. And these other businesses, they are so stressed out. They're not friendly. They put off bad vibes. So that's another thing. Like if you have investors in your business.
Yep, exactly. So, think about that. Think about where the money's coming from. And, if you can, shore up those relationships or, shore up those loans, whatever it might be, to make sure you have that money there and available. Another one is too much reliance on a big client.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this in previous podcasts, where we had clients that were paying us, $50,000 a month. And when those clients cancel, when they just decide, on a whim to go somewhere else, it can be very devastating to a business.
Absolutely.
So you want to make sure, go ahead and look at your revenue, see where it's coming from, and look for those big clients that are like, oh man, that's a lot of my money.
Totally.
And see how you can diversify the business.
Oh yeah.
Another one is I love this one, too much reliance on bad competitors.
Yeah.
That's
a good one.
So when I thought of this one, as I was thinking about the topic this week, I was like, you know what, this really is one, and most people are never going to think of this. But is your business only doing well because you either have no competitors, in your area?
You're in trouble then.
Or maybe you have bad competitors,
right.
People that are really bad at what you do, and so you're the rock star. And I'm not saying that you're not a rock star,
right?
Because you may absolutely be a rock star, but if you have no competitors or bad competitors and you're running your business based on that, what's going to happen when a great competitor moves into your market?
Yep.
And you need to be aware of this because, a lot of competitors, a lot of people out there are going to be looking at different markets and go, oh, you know what? Man, that's a good market. There's really, the companies in there are pretty bad and we're really good. So boom, we're going to take it over.
Absolutely.
So you've got to,
and they're usually bigger, maybe corporation style that can come in with a lot of money, a lot of marketing and dominate.
Exactly.
Take Walmart.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. How many small businesses did Walmart put out of business?
Crushed them.
Yeah.
And the thing is that people literally, and this is so true. You might think, what are you talking about, bad competitors? But no, this is so true. Like, I have heard so many businesses. We were just talking about this, where someone was like, "Well, what's your unique selling value? What's the value of your business? What's unique about you?" And they're like, "Well, we always show up on time."
We're like, "What?
That's what you promote? We always show up on time? Like, you must have terrible competitors in your area, but that's not an awesome thing that you show up on time. I mean, it's good that you show up on time, but you should." Like, that's just a standard, you know, or it should be. So if your answer is, because I'm better than them, because I show up on time, because I'm honest, well, then, you're really barking up the wrong tree.
You have bad competitors.
Yeah, you're barking up the wrong tree there.
So you got to watch out, because those good competitors, those great competitors will come into that market. So you need to, again, fix these things now so that when the great competitor comes into the market, you're competing with them and blowing them away, or preferably you're so good that you deter them from even coming to your market.
Absolutely.
Right? All right. So anything else, Trevor, you want to add before we hit the homework?
Nope. I love it. Let's hit the homework. Okay, guys, we'll do a quick one this week. So figure out what the kryptonite is in your business, and then figure out either a person or persons, systems, programs, things, automation that you can put in place in order to alleviate some of that pain and suffering, right? Or prevent, right? Because again, a silver bullet is if this happened, it would crush me, or if this happened, it would really hurt us. So we prepare while things are good, so that when things are bad, we are already, prepared for it.
Yeah, and I love that you just said silver bullet, because it made me think of something. And I want you guys to think about this with your business, right? So the silver bullet kills the werewolf, right?
Yep.
So I want you to understand that it's not if the silver bullet comes.
Right.
Because the silver bullet will come.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's when.
The guy is going to shoot the gun. The silver bullet is going to come. It's whether, did the werewolf put on a big chunk of armor, right? A bulletproof vest to stop the bullet, or did he not?
That's right.
So regardless of whether you prepare or not, that silver bullet will come someday.
Absolutely. And again, using these analogies, it's like what I said and kind of screwed up in the beginning was with vampires. The garlic.
Yeah.
Garlic doesn't kill the vampire; it hurts the vampire.
Yeah.
But the steak kills the vampire. And so there's two things that go along with this whole kryptonite thing.
Yes.
Right? There's things that are going to hurt you, like the garlic, and you should be planning and preparing for that. And then there is your steak or your silver bullet that it's like, you need to have, this is going to kill your company if it ever happens, and really try to put some things in place for that. So just identify it, guys. Figure out what those weak points are and what those kill points are, and then try to alleviate that, pad those, put the armor on.
Yes.
And protect yourselves. All right, everybody. Thank you for spending another Tuesday morning with us on So Tell Us Time. We'll see you next Tuesday.